Hey everyone. So I introduced myself once already, but I'm going to do it again for this Minecraft modding camp. So my name is Evan Gudmested, and I'm a teacher at Rankin Technical College. So my background is on writing computer code. And so I've been writing computer code since I was in college, going about 20 years ago now. So I've been writing code for a long time. And in order to mod Minecraft, you have to write computer code. And that computer code, the language is called Java. So you've probably heard of Java before. In fact, I know a lot of you were talking about the version of Minecraft that you have, and one is the Java edition, right? So Java is called a programming language, and you build apps with programming languages. I mean, that's what it is. You program the computer, you give the computer instructions, you tell it what to do to build apps. And a video game is just an app. Just like you have apps on your phone, when you have an app on your computer, um, you know, some apps, like for example, the calculator. The calculator is an app that runs on your computer. Discord is an app that runs on your computer. Internet, our Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. Those are apps that run on your computer. Well, video games are also apps. Um, and Minecraft is just an app that was built with Java. And so, what we're going to do in this camp is we are going to expose all the participants to writing Java code. Um, whether we're writing Java code or just more or less using Java code to mod Minecraft. And so if I open up um, if I open up my web browser, I'm going to ask all of the you follow along here. What we're going to do is we're going to download some things today. And again, the whole what this is going to do is this is going to enable us. We're going to download and install these tools that will enable us to write Java code in mod Minecraft. Now, before we get too deep into this, before I go and download these tools, um, a couple of things worth noting before we even get into the camp. Writing Java or programming an app is very, 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 very complex. Okay. Not, I think everyone in here is in middle school. So I'm assuming if I recall correctly, sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. Is that correct? You guys can type in the chat. You guys are six middle schoolers, right? Sixth, seventh, and eighth graders. Yeah. Okay, cool. Get some response there. Yeah, sixth, seventh, going into seventh. Okay, cool. So yeah, great. So to give you guys an idea, okay, um, I started writing code in the early '90s. Okay, so literally 30 years ago, I started writing code, but I started with a different language. I started with HTML. That was the language that I started with in the early '90s. That HTML was my first language, and HTML is used for website development. Okay, so if you want to learn to build websites, you could learn HTML. Whereas Java is more used for app development. Okay, and so HTML, exactly, that's my point that I was getting to, Gabriel. Gabriel said, I did HTML in school last year. That is a language that you could pick up a little bit quicker. And so if I was going to say, hey, everyone, um, pick your first language, I would advise everyone's first language to actually be HTML. And simply because HTML is easier to learn than Java. Okay. I took my first real programming course in Java is a programming language. I took my first real programming course in high school. Yeah, and I'm gonna go over what kind of mods I'm gonna create in this camp with you guys. Okay, because we're gonna do things like recipes. We're gonna do things like custom blocks. Um, yeah, we're gonna do. That's funny HTML. Um, we're gonna do custom blocks. We're gonna create a custom item. We're gonna have some custom loot tables. Let me look at the list. Um, One of the things that I did that was funny was I made a zombie that was on fire, so you could place a zombie that was on fire, and you could spam it. So you can. We're gonna do recipes. We're gonna do um, ore generation. So we're gonna make our own um, ore that'll be built into the world. So I have a list of things that we're gonna cover, and then from there we can experiment. I don't have that. Not to say that we can't do that. So I have a list of things that we're gonna mod. I'm getting there, Gail. Okay, cool. So let's get back to it. So HTML is easier than Java. Um, I took my first programming class in high school, and then I continued to study programming in college and in the workforce. So as a worker, I went and had my first job as a coder. Um, and so Java is hard to learn. There are many, many classes on learning Java. Um, so we have a week, okay? And while I can expose you to Java, yes, you can ask a question. While I can expose you to Java, to say that I'm going to be able to teach you all that there is to know about Java, it's not really what we're after here. I'm just going to expose you to a language. I'll show you how it can be used to mod Minecraft. Um, can we make our own skin or character? I That's not part of what I have planned, but there will be downtime where we can experiment. Okay, so if you want to do more than what I have planned for the class, there will be time for us to experiment and do these kinds of things. Cool. Okay, so with that being said, you know, HTML is a good first language. Java's pretty hard. Um, One thing I am going to need everyone's to do is uh, I'm going to type this out. I'm going to need your attention to detail. And what I mean by that, and if you guys remember back when you were learning, like in English class, where does the period go? Where does the comma go? Where does the apostrophe go? There are rules to the English language. Okay, there are rules to the Java programming language. Right? Just like there are rules in English, there are rules in Java. And those are called syntax rules. I type syntax rules. Syntax rules are the rules of the Java programming language. If you don't follow the rules in Java, nothing works. And when I mean nothing, I mean nothing. Everything breaks. So if you think of like your English class, this is the challenge that's ahead of us. If you think of your English class, if you forgot an apostrophe or you forgot a comma, right, you might have missed some points. Okay, maybe you got a 95 out of 100 on your paper. Okay, well, in this class, because of the nature of Java, if you don't follow along correctly, it's going to break and your mod will not work. It will not work. So that's why I need your attention to details, because Java is just a strict language. AKA, Java is a very strict language. And if we're going to mod Minecraft, we're stuck with Java and we're stuck with the rules of Java. Code is very sensitive. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get a lot of syntax errors that say blah blah blah. That's going to happen in this camp. And that's okay. The point is going to be we need to troubleshoot it and we need to fix it, and that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to give everyone a website. If you Google this, adopt OpenJDK. So go ahead and follow along here. Go ahead and do a Google search and search for adopt OpenJDK. Now let me explain what a JDK is. Okay, that's what JDK stands for. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. If we're going to write Java to mod Minecraft, we need to download the Java Development Kit. So if you click on this link,
Can I go to the bathroom real quick?
yes. Now, but before you get ahead of me, don't just click on the download button. Okay? Before you get ahead of me, don't just click on download. You'll notice that there's two versions here. There's the JDK 8 and the JDK 11, and then there's JDK 16. Okay, for this camp and what we're doing, we actually need the JDK 8. So we need to download the JDK 8. So click on this radio button that says Open JDK 8. And then it'll say hotspot. Let me go ahead and click on download. And it might ask you, hotspot is fine. Let me respond to that in the chat. Hotspot is fine. And I'm going to save that. Okay, and let's let that download happen. Okay, and before you click on run, there's a setting, there's something that I need to change. So now that it's downloaded, you can see it's no longer downloading. I'm going to go ahead and click on it to open it. and we're going to install the JDK. Now just don't
Wait,
click. Don't just click through this installer.
What do I do when I get to the site?
You download. You got to click on the Open JDK 8, and then click on
Okay.
Hotspot, and then click on Latest Release. It's going to download, and then you're going to click on to install it. So I'm going to get to this screen right here. It's okay. I'm just going to wait for everyone on this screen right here.
I think it's downloading.
I'm on Windows thing, so I've got to so I'm trying to do the Windows installer.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what happened to? I'm sorry. Oh, good. Sorry. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Something just happened to the Windows installer. Whatever happened, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to hit the latest release again.
Yeah, if you have to re-download it, that's okay.
Now I have to hit the installer again.
Yep.
So what should I do? So I'm gonna hit the next button.
Well, are you at this screen where you can see the next button? Just hang tight for me. If that's where you are, then you're just holding.
I'm on the accept the terms in the license agreement.
Okay, yep, just stay there for me. Okay? And if you're behind, keep in mind I'm recording this and we can always go back. We're gonna go through this slowly and together. So this is the first screen that you have, so I'm gonna click on next. Okay? This is your terms and agreement, so you're gonna click on the I accept. You're gonna do the matrix and read all of this. Click next. Now on this screen, this is where we need to change a setting. On this screen, you see where it says set Java home variable, there's an X right here. I'm gonna click on this and click on entire feature will be installed on local hard drive. Okay, so that's the one setting that we need to change.
I don't see that.
Are you on this screen?
Yeah.
Do you see where it says set Java home variable?
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, so you're just gonna click this down arrow next to that and entire feature will be installed. Then click next, then click install.
As it takes a while to install.
Yeah, this might take a little bit.
What happened?
Can I share my screen and get some help?
Yeah, let me. Well, since I'm recording this, Colin, instead of you sharing your screen on the recording, let me help you as soon as the recording is ended. Okay, so I'm almost done here.
Okay.
Okay. So now mine has this little window that popped up that I have to click yes on. So I had a little security window open up that says user account control, and I have to click yes. So mine didn't even start installing until I clicked that window and said yes.
Sorry, I had to go. What do I do after I finish downloading it?
Let me show you on this video. Once you finish downloading it, you have to install, and then you have to change one setting during the install. Again, that's in the recording, but I'll go back and show you once I'm done recording.
I did that and hit. I did that and then hit finish.
Okay, then you're in the right spot. So on Windows, I'm going to type in the word environment. And again, this is just double checking to make sure that it worked. Then you click on this environment variables.
So I hit open JDK, and then I hit hotspot.
Yep, that's right.
Then I hit latest release, right?
Yep.
Okay, I tried to open that then, but it was doing weird stuff.
Okay, I'll be right with you because I'm going to have to help everyone individually. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to path. I'm going to click edit. And you should see the JDK right there, so that's good. Okay. So really that was just the first step. This was to download the JDK, install it. Once it's installed, I'll do this one more time. Actually, if I go to the command prompt, here's another way of checking it. So to go to the command prompt, on the window you type in CMD. You see the command prompt? You could type in Java C/version, and you could see the version is 1.8. And that's how you know it worked.
Okay, I finally got the site open, but now I don't know what to do.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here so I can help everyone out and get everyone caught up.